Imagine this. You're in your room, you're dreaming the dream life, right? Maybe you're headlining at a conference or you're singing to a sold out crowd. Maybe you're opening your first gallery exhibit, or maybe your original Oracle deck hits the shelves today and you're feeling the magic, you're feeling the power, and you can picture everything crystal clear, right? What you're wearing, the music you're listening to, the vibes in the crowd, your earrings, it all feels so real and so alive and so good. You've made it, right? And then you slowly open your eyes and you look around the room and you see your clothes chair in the corner and the crumbs left over from your lunch on the plate, and on your screen is that email that you keep avoiding to send, that you need to send. And then reality sets in, right? And that dream, the dream all of a sudden feels light years away. Let's be real. Sometimes visioning, imagining, dreaming feels so good, we get stuck there, right? You're doing all the things, you're doing the future self journaling, you're doing the manifestation practices, you're getting really clear on what you want, you're doing the thing. But if you're really honest with yourself, your day-to-day actions, habits, behaviors haven't really changed. If that's you, stick around. Today, I'm going to be giving you a very fun, very simple little tool that you can use to bridge the gap between where you are and where you aspire to be. My name is Jessica Suarez, and welcome to my channel, a space where we talk all things creativity and spirituality, self-actualization and self-expression. And today we're highlighting one of my favorite secret sauce ingredients, play. So if any or all of this sounds fun to you, resonates with you, be sure to subscribe to the channel and stick around as we get into why playing pretend is the tool you need to get yourself from where you are to where you want to be, baby. Yes, you heard me right. I said playing pretend, like playground pretend, channeling that same imagination, that same energy you used to pretend to be a fireman, to play house, to pretend to be a magician, and all the fun little games you would play with your friends on the playground. And we're going to dissect why this energy, why this practice can actually be a tool that you consciously utilize to help you step into the potent creative life that you're desiring. And this isn't just like a cute, fun Jess idea, even though it's definitely that. It is an actual tool, approach, and practice that can be backed by neuroscience, psychology, and the understanding of energetics that taps into your mind and body. Always being guided by the soul, baby, by the heart. So here we go. I'm a little tired. I'm a little low energy today, but I'm here. I'm showing up. A reminder that you can do hard things even when the conditions and circumstances aren't necessarily ideal. So back to the matter at hand. Before we get into the details, I want to quickly touch on manifestation. Now, I have a whole program about this, so I'm not going to go too deeply into it. But in this space, when we're talking about manifestation, I want to be clear that it isn't about, on one level, on a very third dimensional level, it's not about things magically appearing out of thin air because we will and want them into existence. It's not really about getting stuff at all. It's about becoming the person that naturally aligns with, that naturally resonates with the frequency of the experience you are wanting to have, right? It's about who you're being and not what you're doing. And I want that to be perfectly clear before we move on. And playing pretend, this approach that we're going to talk about today, is a shortcut to stepping into that reality. It's like a creative manifestation tool that lets you try on, test out, live, enjoy your dream life before those external validations, those external markers of success necessarily show up in your life. So if you've been stuck between like all of the future self journaling, the letters, the rituals, the burning, the releasing, and living, experiencing the reality that you're wanting to experience, that is kind of the manifestation zone. And this is where the magic happens today in this tool through play. So let's talk about why playing pretend works. Did you know that your body cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one? This is why like your heart races in scary movies, or you're watching a superhero movie and you're like, in your seat, you feel like you're the one fighting, you feel that adrenaline rushing through your body. This is why actors often, when going really deep into roles, need to have aftercare processes and things to like come out of the character, come out of their experience, because their body might still be shaking, might still be vibrating, might still be experiencing what the character went through. Your nervous system will simply respond to what it believes is happening, right? This is called neuroception. Your brain's job is to determine your behavior based on what it predicts is happening and is going to happen. And so your nervous system will respond in kind. This doesn't always work to our favor if we're not aware of it, but it totally does in a situation like when we're talking about playing pretend, right? My mentor, Ruby Rose Fox, she invented this system called the Fox method that builds upon the polyvagal ladder. And the polyvagal ladder maps our nervous system states from freeze mode to move mode, which is flight or fight mode, into safe and social mode, which is like connect mode, right? And in Ruby Rose Fox's method, we transcend and include one more nervous system state, which is super play. And this is such an incredible modality, way of understanding performance, stage work, artistry. So if you're interested in learning about nervous system regulation for the arts, I highly recommend going to check out some of Ruby's work. And in this modality, in this framework, she offers us a tool, an approach through super play that allows us to enter into the state of conscious role play, right? Of playing pretend in many ways. And it's a state where exploration and imagination are fully possible without the constraints of fear and self-doubt, right? So in super play, you can totally experience things like, oh my God, I'm terrified, like when I'm watching a horror movie. But because you know you're in a state of pretend, it allows for more safety within the experience. It allows for a lowering of stakes. It allows for more of that, more of the release of self-doubt and fear. So bringing this back into manifesting your dream life, creating the active creative career of your dreams, right? When you role play the version of yourself living your dream life at that gallery open, singing in front of that sold out crowd, launching that incredible oracle deck, your body starts to believe it's already happening, right? Because the body can't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. This begins to rewire the brain, right? And over time, you start very slowly becoming that version of yourself. Think of it this way, right? Mindset work is a top-down approach. You change your thoughts, you change your beliefs, you change what's happening in your mind, and it then affects your body, your behaviors, your actions, what you're doing. Playing pretend, role play, is a bottoms up approach, right? It's I'm going to change what I'm doing, how I'm being, my behaviors, and let that inform my mind, inform my thoughts, inform my belief. And then ultimately allow me to create and perceive my desired reality, right? Because when we say belief, your belief creates your reality, that's absolutely true, but that can be kind of triggering for some people. Think about it as your belief creates the experience of reality. that you have. So if you've been in the manifestation world at all, maybe you've heard of something called act as if, right? Act as if you've already gotten that big check. Act as if you're living in that house you've been manifesting. Act as if you're in that beautiful romantic relationship that you're calling in. From that place, taking actions that align with your dream life. And it's great. It's amazing. It's a tool that really does have its merits, but it can often feel just heavy. A lot of manifestation work, a lot of self-work can just sometimes feel heavy or cumbersome or kind of mired in this pressure to do it right, or that there's a specific way to do it. And yeah, playing pretend just makes it more accessible, less intimidating, and more fun. And I will say forever that fun is the highest vibration. Maybe truth. Truth and fun are the dancing partners up there for me. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. And so with this approach, with playing pretend, with creating a character, role play, you're not thinking about fitting yourself into a mold of oh, I have to be this way in order to get the thing that I want, which manifestation work can sometimes feel like, right? I have to be this perfect version of this so that I can finally get the thing that I want. This is more experimenting with the possibilities, right? Trying on the different clothes in the costume, in the dressing room, and seeing what fits. So here's how you're going to bring this into your life. Take a moment, pause, feel into that vision, that book signing, that sock merchandise release, that recipe scanning app. Get really crystal clear on your dream. Are you writing your bestseller? Are you speaking in front of a crowd? Are you celebrating the after party of your opening night on Broadway? Are you teaching someone this modality that you've spent years developing? Are you performing at a festival? Are you collaborating, creating an immersive game with friends in some really weird but cool ancient cave basement? Close your eyes and imagine all the details. The sights, the colors, the sounds, who's in the room with you, where are you, what's going on, what is this moment, right? Play out the scene, play out the movie in your mind. Feel free to journal, to take some notes if that feels good for you. If not, just go on this ride, go on the journey. Amazing. Once that's done, number 2, I want you to now build the version of that character that's living that moment, that's in that scene, the main character of this movie you're playing in your mind right now. Are they confident? Are they playful? Are they reserved and mysterious? Are they outspoken? Are they bold? Who are they? What are the adjectives you would use to describe this person? What do they look like? What's their vibe, right? Are they sleek and city chic? Are they boho, free and flowy? Are they red lips and purple hair and eclectic and wild, manic, pixie dream girl fun? What do they look like? What's the energy they're radiating, right? What draws people into them? And what are their habits? How do they spend their day to day, right? Do they journal? Are they gym people? Do they like to plant people? If your eyes were closed, I just reached over and touched my plant. How do they spend their time? Do they go on solo backpacking trips in the mountains? Do they have a really cool at-home podcast studio, right? Do they go to cooking classes and wine tastings with their partner? What are their habits? How do they spend their time? How do they move through the world? For an example, let's say the vision, the image you get is of someone giving the keynote speech at the Wonder Conference, right? And the Wonder Conference is all about psychedelics and connection and play and wonder. And this person has been attending this conference for years. Now this is their moment. They're standing backstage. They can hear the crowd, the people talking, the sounds of chairs scraping against the ground, maybe some flashes of photography. They can hear the crew and the sound people running mic checks and double checking the lights, and they're just there, eyes closed, breathing. Around their neck is a lanyard with their name that says keynote speaker, right? And they're getting ready to go on stage to present about this amazing, incredible, epic theory that they've been working on for years. So who's that character? They're at the Wonder Conference. Maybe they have like half blue, half green hair, very wild, big, outrageous makeup, and it's all grounded with this sleek white suit, some really cute, like cloggy type heels, and a very delicate gold necklace. Cool. That's the image. That's the character, right? And then step 3 is choose your anchors, right? What would be 2 to 3 traits or items that represent this character, right? Maybe it is the white suit, the white blazer. Maybe it is the delicate gold necklace. Maybe it's a mantra like, I've got this, or wonder leads the way, or it's all figure outable, right? What are the traits, whether they be physical items, whether they be habits, whether they be things that this person says, things that this person does, that really defines this person? If they were an icon, if they were like the Barbie doll, what would they have? What would be in their hand? What would be in their other hand? What would they be wearing? Identify some of these traits. And then number 4, go play pretend in the real world. Yes, absolutely. You heard me right. Plan a character day, right? I love the artist dates that were brought into this world by Julia Cameron in The Artist's Way. And think of this as the character date, like a date where you're going to go out and just be this character in the world. To strangers you're going to meet, you're going to introduce yourself as this character. You're going to sit in this coffee shop and write on your computer as this character, preparing for their next best seller. You're going to order the drink they would order. You're going to go to the hotel lobbies that they would hang out at. You're going to walk in the park and take the route that they would walk. And you're going to really enjoy a day, get to play pretend in the real world. We rarely give ourselves the opportunity to play as adults. So just try this on for size. Another thing you could do is bring this into your friendships or your relationship, right? And have someone you know and love it that can vibe with you on this level interview you as this character. You know, that you guys can set up your living room, have like the cute couch and little microphones, since we love using fake things for microphones in our generation. You can use your pen and your bottle and all of those things, and have this person interview you as this character. And the third thing you can do is to use this character's energy in your real life situations, right? Let's say you have a pitch meeting for this book that you've been working on for years coming up, and you know that the version of you that has this book published is confident in her shit, knows what he's talking about, really trusts their work, right? So you, as you are now, maybe you're feeling a little bit more insecure, a little bit more dubious. It's your first book. Borrow some of that character's energy as you go into the meeting, right? You can go as yourself, but just maybe I even think of like the power poses, right? Maybe this character has a signature power pose, and you can take on this power pose before you go into this meeting. You can take on this character's pose, allow that energy, you to become one with them, right? There's this yogic practice called samyama, which is like identifying with that which you are wanting to embody more of the qualities of, whether it's, okay, I'm practicing samyama with Mother Mary or with the ocean or with the trees, right? And allowing, like our fields to become one, allowing me to begin to embody and exhibit those characteristics and those traits. So practice samyama with your character and take that into your real life situations. And above all, with a process like this, have fun with it. Have fun with it. There's no way to do it wrong. There's no way to do it right either. Sorry for those like me who love being right. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the process and see what this opens you into. Trust that things don't have to be so like spreadsheet, step-by-step, strict box heavy for them to affect change in your life, right? So try it on for size. Let me know in the comments what your experience is as you walk around New York City, as you're headlining at a grassroots music festival version self. is exploring the city. So before we do bring this to a close, I want to touch on why visioning alone doesn't work. And here's the thing. If you are a visionary artiste, a multi-passionate creative, one of your greatest, most beautiful, most delicious gifts is your powerful imagination, right? It's just magic and it's a beautiful thing. And the shadow side of this is that dreaming can feel so good in the mind and also in the body, since it believes that it's happening, that you can start to trick yourself that it's already happening, right? So if you're like thinking about it all the time, you're making all the plans. We love planning. You're like making all the spreadsheets, you're writing all the lists, you're talking to your friends about it, you're running all the ideas, like you're kind of like living in that planning, making it happen stage. It can feel so good that the body starts to feel like it is happening. And the thing about that stage is because you're not doing anything, you're not taking any action, there's no opportunity for failure. So it feels even better, right? Once you bring things into the real world, there's an opportunity for failure. There's risk. So things become much more scary. But if we're planning, if we're dreaming, oh my God, when I launch that YouTube channel, it's going to be this chick like 6 months ago, and not taking any action, you start to trick yourself, your body, that you're already experiencing that reality that you so want to be experiencing. And here's the thing, if your body starts to believe that you are experiencing that, you might get less motivation, less dopamine to actually literally go out and seek and make it happen, to take the actions to make it manifest. And then one day you wake up and you realize that you've spent more time talking about your dream, planning about your dream, than really, really living it. And that's a kind of like heartbreak and pain and grief is really, really immense. And that when we're willing to just take a risk, to be cringe, to look stupid, to be a beginner, to learn, to try, it's something that we don't have to experience so repeatedly, because just allowing yourself to try, to take action, to make the moves sends a signal to your body that you are safe, right? That it is safe to try, that it's even safe to fail, that it's safe to take the action, rather than just allowing yourself to live in the imagined reality because it feels so good and it doesn't require effort. And so when you're role playing, right, you're adding action to the mix. You're not just envisioning, you're not just journaling, you're not just dreaming, you're role playing. You're going out there in the world and you're doing the things. You're playing pretend, right? Like when little kids are playing pretend over their little kitchens, they're like really like pouring the sauce, chopping the tomatoes. They're doing something. They're not just like lying there visioning. And it's fun. Again, it's fun. And so to wrap it all up, why play? Play is such an incredibly important piece to how I approach creativity, to just how I approach life in general. And here's the thing about play and creative manifestation. In play, we create this thing that's known as the magic circle, right? And the magic circle, we've all experienced this, right? We're playing hide and seek, we're playing Clue, we're like role playing in bed with a partner. In the magic circle, the rules are different. We are all consensually agreeing to experience a reality in which the rules are different. Things are so much more possible. There's more space for exploration. There's more space for development. This magic circle makes it so our limited perspective is expanded, right? Things are possible, and I now allow myself to behave in a way that maybe I wouldn't allow myself to behave outside of the magic circle in the boring real world. Another fun fact, studies have shown that it takes 400 repetitions to create a neural pathway, except for when it's done through play. And when it's done through play, it takes 10 to 20 repetitions, right? Excuse me, hello. Play increases neuroplasticity. Okay, thank you. Why would I not want to play all day, right? And lastly, play, in my opinion, accelerates growth. It makes personal development fun. There's a reason why everything is becoming gamified nowadays, right? Like Insight Timer with its streaks, you have the like habit tracker, little Muppet animal things that like they grow and they develop, and you have to feed them and give them water. when we gamify things, it makes us more likely to commit to them, to stick to them, to put the effort into our goals and our dreams and our visions. It makes personal development fun, joy, liberated joy. These are some of the most magnetic energies and forces in the world, right? There's something to be said for someone that, like, okay, maybe I'm working with like a negative bank account budget and I'm working a full-time job and I'm tired and I still have this dream of like my play. And I really, really want to put this play on. If I can, that's funny. If I can approach it through a lens of play, didn't do that on purpose. If I can approach it through a lens of play and joy and fun and lightness, then there is also something in that that's like, okay, I accept and embrace my circumstances as they are now. I'm grateful for the reality life has presented for me now. And the sooner that you can accept reality, lowercase r reality, as what it is, and in that find the magic, the juice, the joy, the aliveness, the more open and magnetic you become to then receive all of life's blessings and magic. And that's when we start to enter the zone of things magically appearing in manifestation, because it absolutely 100% is kind of a zone, depending on what you believe magic is. But that's a conversation for another day. So here's my invitation. Practice this exercise, and in the comments below, introduce yourself as your character. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you're working on. Give us a little flavor of who this character is. Let the comment section be a space, a practice zone, a dance floor for you to explore and experience this character. Let the comment section be a manifestation practice for you. And here's the fun thing. The more of us feel into that, the more the comment section becomes like this magic cauldron. And then like 5 years from now, we can go back and be like, whoa, track people's manifestations. And like maybe the comment section of this video can become a magical tool itself. That would be fantastic. Anyway, if this resonated, don't forget to download my free meditation for creatives bundle of 3 meditations down below. It is linked there. And please subscribe and stick around, because next week I'm going to be releasing a video on some of my most fun, playful little tools and approaches to actually creating a character and taking that out into the real world. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Subscribe and go spend 15 minutes on your art. Always, maybe 30, even 30.